Heading into week 7 of the Bcfc season, and the Valley Huskers will take on the Okanagan Sun this coming weekend. And the head coach from the Valley, Bob Reist, joins me now. And Coach, as we always do, let's talk about last week. By the scoreboard, a close game with the Rebels. Break it down for me.
It was probably our, I hate to say it, but, one of our better losses, I guess, of the season. We got off to a bit of a slow start and they opened up an early lead, but, we were able to maintain a game and continue to battle and continue to fight, and minus, a couple of drops here or there, left a lot of points off the board, that potentially could have changed that game for us. I mean, we had a lot of things going against us in that game. Not having our kicker for the trip certainly, didn't help. But I like the fight of our team, and I like the way we, battle to the very end.
You talked before the game last week about, look, there's the potential that, our roster is going to change. Some guys that were here won't be here anymore, at least not for this weekend or maybe moving ahead. What kind of an impact did that have? And did it have sort of the result that you would have hoped with your team?
Certainly the response from our team was very positive this week to the changes that were made last week. I thought the group handled it very well and very professionally. And, certainly the attitude in our practices all week transferred onto the field. I thought we had, like I say, one of our better games. We need to complete some drives and to make some catches that clearly, we're there for the making. But as far as the response from our program, it was exactly what we were looking for.
Sunday games. We were talking about this before I hit record on this conversation. You guys have played a lot on Sunday, and that's not usual for the BCFC. Not one of my favorite days to play junior football personally, and it hasn't been that way for you either.
Yeah, I think this is, it's our third Sunday game in a row, fourth of the season. Sure, it makes you, get the extra day of waiting, to play the game. But what really comes into play is, when you get short weeks after and you come back and you play a Saturday game. So, that's happened to us twice this season as well. I'm not a huge fan of the Sunday games, but the schedule is what the schedule is. And, we knew what it was, before the season started. So, we play the games, whether they're Saturday or Sunday afternoon or whatever it may be.
Bob, we're coming up on AllStar season. They'll be asking myself and the other media around the league and the coaches too about AllStar and awards and all of that. Who's a guy on, it doesn't have to be either side of the ball, whichever you feel. Who's a guy on your team that should get a look that you think might not? He might not land on everyone's radar, but you think absolutely should be in a conversation for an AllStar type selection?
Isaiah Latonder is a kid who stands out certainly to me. He plays on our defensive line, and last week he played extremely well on our offensive line. He must have had double-digit pancakes, that kid. So he probably won't get a lot of recognition because he has bounced back and forth and hasn't been solely committed to one position or the other. But there's a kid who's having an outstanding season. Obviously. I think Brandon Poulin is having an outstanding season. I don't think that's any surprise there.
I think he'll probably get some recognition.
Yeah, I think he probably will. Desmond Jeanson is another kid who's quietly having himself a very good season again. He's all over the board on the stat sheet for sure.
So what do you bring forward from the last outing against Okanagan into this game? Is there anything that you'll draw on that you'll learn that you want to apply?
Again, it's much the same as last week. There's a chance to play an opponent, who we played a very good game against. We lost a tight one to these guys in week 2. Certainly it was a defensive battle. And, again, it comes down to our offense being able to execute. I think, if you look back to that game as well, there was certainly more opportunities for points than we were able to be successful on. And I think if we can close that out and execute that, then, we'll look at a different game. But, certainly we're preparing for a very well-coached and certainly a very talented football team in Okanagan.
Bob, I always appreciate your time. Thanks so much. Good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it. Thanks again. Take care.
Okay.